Love Your Life. Love Your Life. Love Your Life, a show like no other, one that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings be upon you all. This is your show, Love Your Life with Mayya Al Said on your nation station. Today is a really wonderful day. It's the first day of Ramadan, and I am super excited to be here, not only because it is Ramadan, but because it is amazing to actually be part of the nation station, and I'm bringing you a dose of positivity. So today we'll be talking about definition of happiness. However, before we get into that, let us reflect upon Ramadan. So Ramadan is not only a month of mercy and a month of forgiveness, but it is also a month of reflection and of change. Now, change doesn't only have to be a change of habit that we are usually used to, because as you know, during this month we abstain from certain activities that we do during the day, but it's also time to change certain habits that we tend to do and maybe we shouldn't do, or incorporate new habits. And for me, when I think of change, sometimes it's not only a physical change, but it's also a mental change in the way you think, and because that essentially affects your life. For this whole program of Love Your Life, you're probably wondering, okay, Maya, this is Love Your Life and it's on Ramadan. Is it really a religious show? No, it isn't a religious show. However, it does have some sort of change, and because this life that you have is the only life that you have, and it is our only shot at this. So we might as well enjoy it and make it a grateful life, one that we truly enjoy, not only ourselves, but also the people around us. We all know the sole purpose of this life is, of course, to be servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as Muslims, to be the best Muslims. But also it is a life that we should cherish, we should be grateful for. So when you hear the words love your life, I'm not saying let's love it to the extent that we forget our sole purpose, which is to be good Muslims, and of course with the goal of paradise. May Allah inshallah grant us Jannat al-Firdaus inshallah. So before I dive into this topic of definition of your happiness for part of Love Your Life, I want to remind you that this is a live show. You are able to call us on 24602-058. Our sound engineer Ayub Al-Busaidi will gladly transfer the calls over, but just a reminder to please call only when it is safe to do so. As much as I want to interact with you, I want you to be safe while doing so, to protect yourself and those others. And of course, I'm referring to do it while you're driving, so just be safe, please, when you do so. Before we dive into the topic, let me introduce myself. It's only fair you know who's behind the mic and what this is all about. So as you've heard, my name is Mayya Al Said, also known as the Sewist, and the Sewist on social media mostly. I have a YouTube channel, I have an Instagram account, and I also have a blog. And I know what you're wondering, the Sewist, Mayya, how is that correlated? How does that come about? Why are you the Sewist? So just to give you a brief about myself, the Sewist actually came from my hobby, which is sewing. My whole introduction to social media and blogging and all of that started with this hobby. Many of you remember my blog, So Chic and Unique. That was one of the first blogs, but it has changed, it has evolved just like we all do in life. And my goals have changed, my inspiration has changed. So with that, it all started with sewing. That's why I started going on YouTube channel to promote like my stuff and what I do. Although sewing is still a very much big part of my my life. I still enjoy doing it because I love creating things. But I realized when I opened myself up to the world, going on the World Wide Web, people got interested in my personality and the message that I have, which is an inspiring one due to some things that happened in my life, which inshallah you will hear a bit of in the coming days, because this is a daily show, inshallah, during the month of Ramadan, which I'll be here with you. And so when I started my YouTube channel, I opened up a series called, not Love Your Life. Love Your Life is this program. The program was called The World Through My Eyes. And through there, I shared different experiences. And many of you have watched it and have told me how inspiring this is. So for Ramadan, I decided to give more, because isn't that what Ramadan is all about? And giving more is not only with money or time, it can be also knowledge. So not to say that I'm an expert, but I have life experience, as you can say, and in living a life that you truly are grateful for, even no matter what events happen in your life, that you have a choice to live it in a happier way. So before we go on to break, just to remind you that this is the topic of definition of happiness. What is it exactly? Now, we all want to be happy. We all talk about, yes, I'm feeling happy today. Oh, this person is happy. And happiness can be contagious. But do we really know what it is? What do you think? Why don't you call me on 246020058 and tell me all about it? What does that mean to you? The thing is, happiness is different for all of us, don't you think? What makes me happy won't necessarily make you happy. For me, happiness is coming here on the radio show and being alive and knowing that somebody's listening and hopefully I'm making a positive impact. Somebody else might think, no, that's not my definition of happiness. And that's okay, because we are all different and it is all right for us to have different things that make us happy. Let us take a look at the actual meaning of happiness. I went on to Mr. Google and I searched what the word happiness means. And happiness means contentment, pleasure, joy, glee. There was also delight and good spirits. Now, this is an emotional feeling. It's a sense that everything is okay and you're all grateful. And some struggle to feel happiness because they don't really know what it is, or they don't know how to be happy. What does it mean? How does it feel? And so hopefully by the end of this episode, you will, find out what it hopefully means to you. Majority of us would agree on the meaning, but what about how we attain it? How do we go about being happy? And again, what makes you happy? Do you know that? I remember when I first asked myself this question. I'm like, Mayya, what makes you happy? And, I was speechless. I was like, I don't know what makes me happy. And it took a long time for me to realize that, you know what? It's not just one thing that would make me happy. There are several things in my life that bring me happiness. We tend to think that if I do this one thing, this is going to make me happy. And sometimes the definition of happiness to us changes. And that is something I would like you to think about. If you could tell me what makes you happy, would you able to tell me that? Is it one thing? Is it two things? And how did you figure that out? Help me out and help other people who might be listening as to how you can figure out what makes you happy. And I'm more than welcome to accept your calls. And so is Ayub, waiting there patiently with a smile on 246020058. 246020058. I shall come back to you right after this break. Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, a show like no other, one that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, this is Love Your Life on your nation station and your host, Mayya Al Said. If you've missed the first part, we were talking about definition of happiness and what does happiness mean to you. May I remind you that this is a live show and I welcome your calls on 24602-058. Share with me your thoughts on happiness, what makes you happy, but please, I beg you to please do it in a safe environment, not to harm yourself and others around you. So it's only fair that if I am to ask you this question, what makes you happy, that what makes me happy too? As I said, if you missed the first part, I love being able to make a positive impact on somebody's life. And it can be as simple as a smile, sharing a recipe, helping somebody, I don't know, with their groceries, open the door, whatever it is, just to know that I have made somebody happy. And it can be, very simple. Life is not complicated. Unfortunately, we humans tend to complicate it. What is the other thing that I think about is how can we attain happiness? And again, I asked this question, what makes you happy? But the thing is, it's easy for me to ask the question, but how do we actually get happiness and what it means to us? When we are down, usually, if you think about it, you always try and lift your spirits up. And usually you try and do something that will distract you or take you out of this negative mood. And usually for me, I like to talk to my friends, go out, make a video, write an inspiration post on Instagram. And it's always, it takes time for you to realize it. And even by asking the question now, you don't necessarily need to know it, but it's something I want you to really think about because it does matter. As I said, this life is the only life we have, and we have to make the most of it. There are some who probably were with us last year, and now as Ramadan is upon us, they are not here with us today. And they want to be here. This life is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we should not waste it in any sense. So it is our duty to make it the best that we can. So to help you get started, finding your happy mood or things that make you happy is how about you start saying things like, or trying completing this sentence like, I am happy when, I don't know, for me it'll be I am on the radio, or I am happy when I speak to my mother. I'm happy when I go out. I'm happy when I work out. So try and say these things to yourself and see what ultimately comes out, and use them when things are not going so good. As much as I preach positivity and happiness, I know that there are days that we're going to be sad or let down, but that is part of a normal life. This is what it is. Life is not meant to be perfect. I always say life is meant to be lived. Every day we go through things that some people, depending how they are mentally, it can either affect them really badly or not so much. But it all depends on the person, their experience, their age, I think plays a really big role. Just to remind you that as much as I love speaking to myself, this is a live show. I came on here because I want to interact with you. I want you to share your thoughts with me. So please do so by calling 24602-058, 24602-058. Again, just like I said, what makes you happy is something that you should really concentrate on. And I'm repeating this because it is important, and because maybe most of us don't really know that we have this power, that we always have a choice in life on how we lead it. And to me, being happy is a choice that I think is a really important one to me personally. One thing that you have to keep in mind is that this life is not perfect. Even if somebody seems that they're living this absolutely perfect life, that in reality, it's not. And nobody is going to be happy 100% of the time, 24 hours a day, because that's not realistic, and then something is wrong with them. I always feel there has to be a balance in life. You can't be too happy 24 hours and you can't be sad 24 hours, because that's not the norm. The norm is for us to go through life with whatever emotions that it brings, but have a balance. Yes, it's okay to cry. It's okay to go through all these emotions, but it's also okay to focus on what makes us happy, essentially, so we can, at times where things are going not so well, that we can pull into that box of happiness and see what we can use to ultimately make us happy. And for me, having the experience that I've had in my life, I know probably people are probably thinking, Mayya, what are you talking about? What experience? Well, I am going to say this out loud. I have no issues to say how old I am. Ayub's looking at me thinking, what? I am 35 years old. I know people say, Mayya, you're still young. Yes, I'm still young, but to show that I have lived life, I've gone through many experiences, maybe that a 35-year-old hasn't experienced it. I'm a single mother to 2 girls who I don't think are listening today, but I'd love to say hello to, because they're my source of inspiration. And I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the experience that I had during my 35 years of life. And we shall take a short break now, just to remind you that this is a live show. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. See you in a bit.
Full of treasures, from its people to its history, beaches to its mountains, deserts to its wadis. Show off your knowledge of this great country and win cash prizes with Talal this Ramadan on weeknights and Hafid every weekend from 10 p.m. to midnight. You can be a winner on Treasure Wadi.
Treasure Wadi.
Now, let the party begin.
Win cash prizes and surprises here on the Nation Station. This Ramadan, get inspired to be healthy and get all your health questions cleared with Dr. Ali Alawati on radio, Sultanate of Oman, from 4 o'clock to 5 p.m. Join us on Health Talk, Ramadan Mubarak.
Love your life. Welcome back. You are tuned in to your nation station. This is your program, Love Your Life, with me, your host, Mayya Al Said. Just a reminder that, as much as I love talking, I really want to interact with you. I know somebody called and it was an Arabic caller. Thank you so much, sister. But unfortunately, this is an English program and I'm speaking in English and all our listeners are in English. So you will need to speak in English. But thank you so much for calling anyway. So just a reminder, we're talking about a definition of happiness and what it means to you, how we can attain it, and how important it is. Now, you're probably wondering, why choose happiness? Question to you. Why not choose happiness? What is so nice about being negative? I'm sure you know somebody who is negative, and I can bet 90%, 99% that you really don't enjoy being in their company, because negative people are just negative, and it's, they bring you down, and even if you try to say something positive, they always find a reason to be negative. Same with pessimistic people, although they're not so negative, but and it's not really a bad thing. It's good to be pessimistic sometimes, but it shouldn't be like who you are. And for me, why not choose happiness? Not to say that, going through things in life, sometimes you get to a taste of negativity, and it's not happy. It's an ugly feeling. And the thing is, if you really focus on the negativity, it can bring you down for a long time. And the thing is, did you realize that it takes the same amount of energy to be either positive or negative? So why would I choose the latter? Why would I focus on being negative? Not only does it affect myself, but it affects those around me, my life, and everything else that is the essence of me. What do you think? I mean, don't you agree that happiness, if you had let me rephrase. If you could choose to be happy or not to be happy, what would you choose? And if you really think negative, please call me, because I want to hear all about this. And you can do so by calling 24602-058. I repeat, 24602-058. And Ayoub Abu Saidi will gladly transfer the calls over to me. So let's get a bit technical. Okay, we have a caller. And Sayyida Basma, salam alaikum.
عليكم السلام سيدة ميا كيف حالك؟
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
How are you doing? I'm good. What a show. I'm so happy.
Thank you.
Lots of positivity on the first day of Ramadan.
Thank you. Don't we need it? I mean, positivity is something really important that many people don't realize. So I need to be the dose of positivity that Oman needs.
And you sure are. Thank you for this program. And I'm listening to you, and I hope lots of callers will call, because I think we need to talk about this more. We tend to go onto the negative side, and we forget the lovely positive side of just waking up in the morning.
Exactly,
so
isn't it?
Kudos to you, and way to go. Inshallah, it will be a perfect 30 days of Ramadan.
Thank you so much, and we look forward to having you on the show, inshallah, as a guest.
Inshallah, all the best.
Thank you so much, Sayyida Basma, for your call. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. So as I was saying, let's get a bit technical. And here, according to Psychology Today, happy life, guess what? Equals not happy wife, but happy brain. Being happy allows you to be more productive. It improves your ability to analyze and think. It clears your mind. Okay, we have another caller. Salam alaikum. Hello, salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you? Yes, how are you, brother?
I'm good. How are you, sister?
I'm very well, thank you. Please introduce yourself.
Myself, Muhammad Ilyas. I'm from Bangladesh.
Nice to meet you. Have you been listening to the show? What do you think so far?
Yes, regarding this, who makes you happy? Okay, is your bottom line for this show, correct?
Can you repeat that again?
Who makes happy?
Yes.
Yeah, is the bottom line for your live show?
Yes, it is. It's this specific episode is definition of happiness, but there will be, inshallah, during the coming days of Ramadan, there are different things that I'll focus on, and attitude is one of them. Loving yourself, how to believe in yourself, facing your fears, and so many other things which you will find out, inshallah, during the month of Ramadan. What do you think about it? What makes you happy?
Actually, for example, someone special, for example, mother who calls me, or if I make a call,
Yes.
and if someone, for example, for my wife, my family, if I talk with them from long far, that makes me happy actually.
That's wonderful. Indeed, family and having people that we love and appreciate, and also telling them that we love them and appreciate them makes us happy, and not only us happy, but also them, because you've actually communicated that feeling to them.
Correct.
Thank you so much for your call. Is there anything you would like to add?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling. Much appreciated. So that was lovely. It is indeed good to be reminded that family is a great source of happiness. My mother today left. She went to France for a long time, and I'm going to miss her. So he kind of reminded me that, yes, family is very important. And it's actually as well part of our duties as a Muslim, Salat Qaraba, to make sure that our families are always, we're always in touch with them, and we, keep them involved in our life, because essentially it makes us happy. And we have another caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Hello, this is Safiya.
Hello, Safiya. How are you?
I'm good, Habibti. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for your call. What are your thoughts on definition of happiness?
First of all, I want to say congratulations on the show. I love the title, Love Your Life. This is something very important, and I think that we should talk about. And there isn't a better time than Ramadan to do so.
Indeed. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you feel that way.
Yes, and as you said, like happiness, I think it's something that everyone would want to be happy, but sometimes we think that happiness are in some things which are more related to material stuff than actually being other than that. For me, happiness is something that you are and something that you become because of the way you think.
That's exactly true. We don't realize that we have the power, and the power through our thoughts and actions. We, as you said, people tend to think that materialistic, having this or driving that or wearing this or that, ultimately means happiness. It does, but it's very short-lived. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. And I also would like to say that sometimes people mix between being between happiness and pleasure.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Like, I feel there's a big difference between them, because happiness, usually I feel you feel it more after, especially if you have some things in your life that you struggled with, and or something that you have accomplished.
Yeah.
It's kind of different than enjoying something else. I still don't know how to say it, but it's in my head.
That's why I asked you, because I was not quite clear where you were heading with it. But so you mean to say that happiness is something that, is it a self thing, and or pleasure is? So I'm not quite clear what you mean.
I had it clear in my head, but then after I got the call, it was like poof, it went away.
No problem. If it comes back to you, just feel free to call back again and explain what you meant by that. But,
Inshallah.
But thank you so much, Safiya, for your call.
Well done on the show, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Habibti. Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. So as I was saying, hold on, before I actually go on with that, I really want to pause a moment and clarify on what Safiya has said. About materialistic things. Sadly, in this day and time, all our focus seems to be on materialistic things. So, hold on, we have another call. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, my name is Ali Al-Rahma.
Hi, Ali, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Alayna alayk, inshallah. Thank you so much, and to yours as well.
Inshallah.
So, what are your thoughts, Ali, listening to the show?
First of all, I would like to congratulate you on the wonderful show. I think it's a very nice start to Ramadan, thinking about the love and thinking about positive things in life.
Thank you so much.
And my thoughts about happiness is, happiness sometimes can come from oneself. Happiness sometimes being alone, so that no one can actually hurt that person. No one can hurt you.
True.
Just being alone sometimes is a definition of happiness, or just doing things that you want by yourself is happiness. There's no need to follow what the world wants. It's just about what you want as a person.
True, and it's also a time to reflect, and you can only do so when you're alone, because when you are busy doing other things or being very social, you lose the essence of where you're heading, what do you want to do, and what makes you happy, because as you said, you're just following the masses and not really listening to your true self.
Right, that's absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, and it is something that it's put, in my mind now, because I really didn't think of it that way. Because even when you say, to be alone sometimes, that can be a bit dangerous, because then you become so alone that you're not really in the community, and you need to have, again, a balance, which I said at the beginning of the show, in everything in life.
Definitely. I mean, just being alone for just a little bit of time, just to, rethink and think about oneself. What do you want to improve?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good change. Always change is good from time to time.
Exactly.
Of course, you should keep a balance between the social life and giving yourself some time alone.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And having said that, I remember I enjoy my me time when, my kids are somewhere and I just get my alone time. That is like the best feeling ever. Because as you said, we get to do things and enjoy ourselves, and as well take a reflect on what we're doing and where we're heading. Thank you so much, Ali, for your call.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Have a blessed day.
You too. Bye. And with that, we'll just take a short break. Thank you so much for all those who've been calling. It's lovely listening to all your thoughts about happiness, and we'll be back in a sec.
Initialize sequence now.
Join Oman Radio's big time giveaway this Ramadan and win a Lexus GS350 on the last day. It's so easy to join. Just send SMS with your full name to 90465 and be the lucky one to bring home a brand new Lexus GS350. The more you send, the more chances of winning. Oman Radio's big time giveaway this Ramadan. Join now. Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan across the globe celebrate this with much devotion and sincerity. For a prosperous celebration.
Ramadan Kareem from Japan.
Ramadan Kareem from the Netherlands.
Ramadan Kareem من أرمينيا.
Ramadan Kareem from Germany. من تركيا. Ramadan Kareem.
Ramadan Kareem من مكة.
Ramadan Kareem from Beirut, Lebanon.
Hi, I'm Amira.
Hi, I'm Noura. Wishing everyone Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Heartwarming wishes on the Nation Station.
Love Your Life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, a show like no other, one that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life. Prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Welcome back to Love Your Life on your nation station with your host, Mayya Al Said. Just a reminder of the telephone number to call, because this is a live show and I'd love to hear what your definition of happiness is, what makes you happy, and you can do so by calling 24602-058. 24602-058. Please do so when it is safe to do so. We are protecting yourself and those around you. Ayoub Al-Busaidi will be ready to transfer the calls. And let us continue where we left off, which was, let's get a bit technical about how, what the difference is between having a happy life, happy brain, and sad life, sad brain. I don't know what we would call that. But being happy allows you to be more productive. It improves your ability to analyze and think. You have a clear mind because you're happy. You don't have anything drowning your thoughts, and you're not focusing on the one negative thing and making it like, the core of who you are, and are not able to progress in your life. And we have a call. Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, Dania. How are you?
You know me. I'm fine.
So nice to hear your voice. Thank you so much for listening. What are your thoughts? What makes you happy? What are your thoughts on the program?
About Ramadan, you mean?
About love your life. Whatever it is, whatever happiness means to you. As I said, what makes me happy won't necessarily make you happy. So I'm, interested to know what makes you happy.
Well, absolutely food. Absolutely food. And also music and just.
And it's important to know what makes you happy. And how did you find these things out? How did you know that because you love food, so you think, okay, when you eat, that makes you happy?
Yeah, really. I feel happy, especially if it was the seafood.
Oh, really? It's good that you know specifically what makes you happy. That is so nice. Thank you so much, Dania, for your call and for sharing with us what makes you happy. May you always find a reason to smile, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.
You too. Bye. And we have another call. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you, sister?
I'm fine, thank you.
Alhamdulillah. How old are you? You sound really young.
Yeah, I'm actually 15.
You're 15. Oh, thank you so much for calling. So tell me, what makes you happy?
Actually, I have many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I have many reasons.
Okay. What are they? If you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, my family, my idol, and, life.
Life, wow. Lovely to think that life makes you happy, because this is what I'm trying to share with everybody, that our life, this is, as I said, the only life that we have. So we have to be happy to live it, don't you think?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I'm not really sure.
No problem. Thank you so much, sweetie, for calling, and
Bye.
I wish you a blessed day.
Thank you.
Welcome. Bye.
Ramadan Kareem.
To you too, Habibti.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for all those calling. You guys are making me happy by just telling me what makes you happy. And I love the food fact, Dania. Thank you so much for that, especially seafood. And I love seafood too. So as I was saying, when we are happy, we tend to have happier thoughts. Go figure. Because we are in that sense of, how do I say it? In a sense of calmness, of our thoughts are clear. We are able to think well. So we can also be more creative because we have that that clarity of mind. But let's not forget about about the simple things that you can do in your life, such as smile. People who know me personally know that I'm always smiling, and people always tend to say, Mayya, what's the reason behind your smile? And I'll answer that after this call. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you, Sayyida Mayya?
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Your cousin Hujayja.
Sayyida Hujayja, how are you?
I'm fine. I just called to say I'm proud of you and I'm listening to you on the radio.
Thank you so much. You're always somebody to have a smile, mashallah. You're one of those. Every time I see you are always smiling. So I hope may Allah continue to bless your life and may you always find a reason to smile as well. Thank you so much for your call.
You too, Habibti. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So, thank you so much, Sayyida Hujayja, for your call. So let's not forget, as I said, to make the little things that make other people happy. For me, it is, mashallah, my smile. It's one thing to know that I have this, but to know that also it affects people in such a positive way. And the reason behind my smile is what's not to smile about. Aren't we blessed beyond reason every single day? The fact that we're alive, that we're breathing, that we're healthy. And we have one call. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Mukhtar, how are you?
I'm good, sister. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for calling. So tell us,
No, it's really very good. I was calling last year also, but later in the afternoon time. But this year I'm calling in your show, maybe in the first time.
Thank you so much. And have you been listening to the show? What are your thoughts on happiness?
Yeah, I think for me, happiness exists everywhere. Like my profession, I'm a doctor. For me, as a doctor, helping my patients, making them healthy, makes me happy.
That's lovely because, I really believe that we should love what you do and do what you love. So being a doctor...
And being a father of 3 kids, it makes me happy.
MashaAllah.
Happy seeing living a healthy, cheerful life. Being a son makes me happy when I see my mother. She's happy with me. I mean, there are so many reasons to be happy in life. It would be really unfair to confine happiness to something specific.
Exactly, because that's so right. Everything that you mentioned, family and everything. And, you know, the one thing that I realize, it's nothing materialistic. Every person who's calling has not said my car or my radio or whatever it is. It's something that is affecting others and us. And that is such a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Okay, thank you, sister.
You're most welcome.
Have a nice Ramadan.
You too.
Okay, thank you.
Allah Salmak. That's so true, isn't it? When we really think what makes us happy, it's not the things. And there's not one reason. I can't just say, as I said, this makes me happy. Because then when that doesn't happen, what am I going to do? What's left? Nothing? Of course, there's so many things to be happy about. And the thing about life is, what is not to be happy about? Picking up from where I left off. There's so many things. And it's the simplest things in life. Having your parents, coming home, the fact that you have a home, isn't that something to be happy about? Having a car, being able to fill up the car, so many things, but we don't realize it because we're not grateful enough for the things that we have every single day. We tend to just focus on the things, sadly, that we don't have, and we make it like the core thing that is missing. And we forget everything else that's around. And that's so sad. And I really hope that today you realize that you have so much to be happy about. And here's another thing. What are the things that you feel have an impact in your life that maybe you didn't realize? I've come to realize a simple fact that being able to sleep on a comfortable bed, knowing that the AC is working, especially now in summer, that's something to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for, and it makes me happy. We will go on a short break now, and we'll come back, so don't go anywhere. Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Welcome back to Your Nation Station. This is Mayya Al Said, your host for the program Love Your Life, one that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Just a reminder that this is a live show. I've had so many wonderful callers call me talking about the definition of happiness, what happiness means to them. You're more than welcome to call and share with me your thoughts on happiness by calling 24602-058. I repeat, 24602-058. And Smiley Ayub is there to transfer your calls over to me. And let us continue what we were saying. Happiness and happy people are people that I love to be around. And we have a caller. Salam alaikum, Mahfouza.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you?
Fine. Hi.
I can tell you're smiling. So tell me, what's the reason behind that smile?
Behind that smile, that I was really shocked when I know the news about this program. It is a nice program.
I'm so glad.
It's in its time, really. It is in its real suitable time. It's in Ramadan.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much.
Hopefully that it will make people happy and smiling every time.
Inshallah. Well, so far it's working. I'm smiling and you're smiling. So far we're doing well.
Yeah.
What makes you happy, Mahfouza?
In my point of view, or what the thing that makes me happy is giving. Whenever that I'm giving people help or advice or anything, I feel happy. And especially the person that I'm giving happy is my mom.
Your mom?
I'm giving my mom something that anything, I feel really happy.
Moms deserve everything that we have, because without them, we wouldn't be the people who we are today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mahfouza.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So as I was saying, I like to be happy. I like to be happy, of course. That's like my middle name. But I also love to be around people who make me happy. And did you know that happy people tend to have good relationships? That they have better health habits? For one, I've been working out for a long time. And it's not like because I want to look a certain way. It's just about feeling good about myself. And just a reminder, you are more than welcome to call me on 24602-058, 24602-058. Because people are saying I'm not saying the number enough. And I'm terribly sorry. I'm getting so carried away with letting you know about happiness and how it makes me feel. And hopefully translate that onto you. So happy people tend to have a balanced life. Something that I talked about with Ali, that we shouldn't be too isolated from the community. You know, as much as we enjoy our me time, we shouldn't be alone for a lot of time, because we are part of this life and we need to include everybody in it to have a balanced life. And that also translates into the emotions. We need to have a stable emotion, you know, like mental health. We can't go one way and not the other. And happy people also surround themselves with happy people. They are inspiring, they inspire each other, they get good vibes off each other. And they tend to be popular as well, because everybody likes to be around happy people. They're always smiling, they're always cracking jokes. And it has to be, of course, within reason. You don't want to be the clown. But sometimes it's good to be the clown, as long as you're sharing that positivity with everybody else. I got a message from Safiya, which is not the Safiya that called. This is another Safiya. She's just trying to explain to me what Safiya meant, because I didn't get it, and even that Safiya didn't get it. But she thinks that Safiya meant that pleasure is a brief moment of happiness that you tend to enjoy when you're doing that particular thing. And happiness is a mental state of being, and it's inside you. It's something that you project every single day. And I believe it is something that we each have, but maybe we don't know that we have it. Therefore, we tend not to use it. So thank you, Safiya, for helping Safiya out on my show. And just to remind you that you can call me on 24602-058, 24602-058. Let's talk about how to be happy. There are simple things that I said that makes us happy. Let's go through them. For me, it's smile. I'm always smiling. And when I'm not smiling, then you know something is wrong. And people come up to me, Mayya, what's wrong? I say, how do you know? I say, like, Mayya, you're not smiling. So my smile is like, alhamdulillah, it's a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it, you know, it spreads positivity, which is why I like sharing it on my Instagram, because so many people are just inspired and it makes them smile. Not to forget, it's sunnah and you get rewarded for it. So why not smile? And Ayub is smiling. Thank you for smiling, Ayub. Helping others, like Mahfouza said, you know, helping everyone. Yes, our mothers, as I said, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be the people who we are today if it wasn't for the love of our mothers, our fathers, our family. But also help strangers. When you see somebody in need, help them. Isn't that the essence of Islam? Isn't that the essence of our religion? Apart from worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, making others feel happy in every sense of the way. And it doesn't necessarily mean money. We tend to focus on money because it's something, you know what, we if we have, we can just do it and it's over and done with. We don't have to think about it. But when it's something that we do every single day, and can be with time, with knowledge, with a smile, with a gesture, with a thought, with a dua for somebody else, isn't that worth smiling about? Isn't that something that makes you happy? Counting your blessings, as I've said, you have a lot to be grateful for, but we tend to focus on what we don't have. And until when are we going to focus on that? Until the end of our time? So we've spent our whole life ignoring everything that makes us happy and all the grateful things that Allah has blessed us with on one thing that we don't have. And I really think that's a sad way to go through your life. Just a reminder, you can call me on 24-602-058, 24-602-058. Do you have any tips you'd like to share to being happy? And if so, what is it? Not only what makes you happy, what ultimately can you do to make yourself happy and others happy, and how to be happy? The most important thing, if you remember nothing at all from all I've said, it is your choice. Your life, your choice on how you live it. And stay tuned for the 12th episode, I believe, where we're going to be talking about happiness is a choice. So stay tuned. There's lots more, inshallah, during the month of Ramadan. Life is not meant to be perfect. This is something that I mentioned. Because we live in this day and age where everything seems so perfect, we limit ourselves by being perfectionist. And it's something I remember writing about in one of my articles for the Voice of Oman on Y Magazine. I'm done with being perfect. I'm going to live my life. And you know what? If it's not perfect, it's okay. I'm just still going to enjoy it. I'm going to live the moment because this is the only life I have. There's no redo. So I'm going to do the best. I'm going to be the best version of myself. And guess what? So should you. Don't compare yourself with anyone at all, especially, and please listen carefully, on social media. Social media, people put in the best of themselves all the time. Rarely do they put their problems or when they're crying or when they're depressed, because they want people to think that they're living this life of perfection. Now, we all know that life isn't perfect, nor was it meant to be perfect. Life is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one that we have a choice on how we live. The way we think and what we do accounts for how, inshallah, we will be judged by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if our focus is Jannah, know that Jannah isn't easy to reach. Jannah is paradise for the English speakers. It isn't to reach. Anything worth having, anything worth fighting for is not going to be an easy road to get, because if it was, everybody would have it. So keep that in mind and know that even if things get tough, it's okay. It's just a phase and you are going to get through it, inshallah. Love who you have become. Your experiences, your faults, and everything that has happened to you for a reason. And you are better for having gone through it. And here I am not talking about only the good things. The good things that happens is we tend to reach our goals, we're happy, we succeed, and we forget about it. But we go on the one thing that we have not succeeded, and it becomes like the focus. I did not succeed, and I didn't do this, and why was it this? Why are you going to let that stop you from becoming the best version of you? There's still a couple of minutes before the end of the show. You're more than welcome to call me on 24-602-058, 24-602-058. We're talking about how to be happy. Leave the past where it belongs, in the past, but learn the lessons from it. The past is there to teach you something. You are living now, and then in the future you will reflect back on what has happened to you, positive or negative. Learn from it and be, again, the best version of you, because why don't you owe it to yourself to be this person? You have this one life. You're entitled to be happy. There's nothing wrong in being happy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be happy, but He doesn't want us to focus all our energy on this life and forgetting where we are heading, which is, inshallah, Jannat al-Firdaus for all of us, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Have faith in Allah and know that He is the best of planners, so that you do your best. But there is a sense of tranquility, subhanallah, to know that Allah is with you every step of the way. Not to say that I am not going to really do everything. Allah's there. Allah is going to help me out. You need to move. You need to change things. You need to change your mind in order to change your life. If you do nothing, nothing will change. Keep that in your mind. Make it a focus. We cannot just let life pass us by and us not really making the use of it. If you're not happy, find out what doesn't make you happy. Why are you not happy? And what will make you happy? Find a way to do it. For me, today being on this show, honestly speaking, is an accomplishment. It's something I have been meaning to do for a long time. And alhamdulillah, today I'm so blessed, so grateful to be here. This opportunity to be listening, or not to be listening, you guys are listening to me, to be talking and having you guys listen to me. And people call me and tell me how happiness, what it means to them. And that makes me happy. So find reasons. Never give up on yourself, because you need you. You need to make the change. Nobody can make the change for you. You are in charge of your life. You're in charge of your happiness. And with this, I shall end the program. Thank you so much once again for tuning into me, for being on Oman FM. And make sure to tune in tomorrow, inshallah, same time from 2:30 to 3:30. If you have missed or you would like to listen to the show again, it will be uploaded on my blog, thesewist.me. I shall see you. I'm so used to being on YouTube. I shall be here tomorrow, inshallah, from 2:30 to 3:30, as I said. And inshallah, may you always find a reason to smile. I thank my callers and my listeners for tuning in today. And from Ayyub Al Busaidi and myself, I'm wishing you a wonderful day. Assalamu alaikum. Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life. A show like no other. One that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Love your life.